I'm Pete.
I'm James.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Ari.
We're Anamanaguchi.
And this is What's in Our Bag
At Amoeba.
Can't imagine unless you've seen something you've never seen before. Can't imagine unless you've seen something you've never seen before.
Yeah, my first record, this is Give 'Em Enough Rope by The Clash. Well, I was the writer on my middle school's music thing for a newspaper. And one day I mentioned The Cure, and our vice principal called me into the office. He gave me a bunch of CDs, and one of them was Give 'Em Enough Rope by The Clash. I think that changed my life, which is pretty sweet.
It's a cool principle.
Yeah, so now I got on record, Mr. Zamperlin. I hope you're happy.
All the young punks left the lab, so they must cry for all you young punks.
This is Savy Fav, Inches. They fucking rock. This is one of the first live shows that I went to that kind of redefined what a live show could be.
Knowing how the world works is not knowing how to work the world. Knowing how the world works is not knowing how to work the world.
I saw them a lot. We grew up together just north of New York City, and we were fortunate. Our friend Gabe's dad, who we referred to as Mr. Gabe, was a trooper and would haul us, me and 4 other friends into the city every night, and occasionally getting us into 21 plus clubs. And it was a really truly special experience. And I think a lot of them in this bag were actually made possible because of Mr. Gabe. Their live shows are just still unparalleled, and they're still actually going today because Tim Harrington is a fucking madman, and I love him dearly.
Wake me up when we get to heaven. Let me sleep if we go to hell.
I'll talk about Bruce Haack, the Electric Lucifer by Bruce Haack. He was a late 60s through 80s, I think, experimental electronic artist from Canada. Made a lot of his own instruments.
It looks like a suitcase, and this is a plastic container that is put in a drawer to keep knives and forks in your kitchen.
A very well-trained artist who also made some of the weirdest fucking electronic music. I learned about this dude from Ishkur's Guide to Electronic Music.
Best website.
Best website, RIP Flash on the internet. I got very into this era of electronic and computer music when it was a burgeoning thing that wasn't just someone trying to use a synth this is a string patch, this is a guitar patch. No, we are using these because they make weird sounds, and they're supposed to be weird sounds. A lot of his work that specifically is very vocoded up, that has been inspirational to me.
Starting with the first Gorillaz record. I think it's maybe one of the first concerts I ever went to. It was at Palladium here.
Sick.
It was the first time I heard subs, actual low end, and I was this is the best thing in the world. But also fell in love with the whole idea that the face of a project can be something different than just dudes in a band or whatever.
Get the cool, get the cool shine. Get the cool, get the cool shine.
Definitely the segue to all the work we've done with Hatsune Miku and Vocaloids and stuff. Having a alias to play with and a face for that, that is definitely deeply rooted in this record. But it's also I feel this has aged really well, weirdly. I still listen to this record probably once a year or something, and it still always hits all of it, the whole thing all the way through. And the aesthetic is kind of perfect. I feel we've tried to play with that a few times when it comes to using anything animation core. Their shit was always dialed, and the back looks so good and stuff. The CD had computer graphic game program stuff you could play with, and you could download all the wallpapers. And
is that Jamie Hewlett, the artist?
but it's kind of a perfect record.
This is Jeanette, Corazón and Poeta. I've been told that a lot of the Gen Z TikTokers are coming in because of Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez, right? They sampled A Muchacho de los Ojos Tristes.
Muchacho de los ojos tristes vive solo y necesita
But I have my own like long relationship with this record. I actually checked my email. Back in 2009, I think Shazam had just come out. It was like 3 a.m. in New York. I was taking my parents' car out. It was super, super cold. And I heard just like the instrumental synth melody. And I like froze in the car. Figured out, what is this song? I have an email of me sending it to my friend being like, it just says, fuck, all caps. It wasn't just that song. Jeanette, like all of these tracks, Corazón y Poeta, Un día is amazing, Frente a Frente, just hit after hit.
Frente a frente, bajamos la mirada, pues ya no queda nada de qué hablar.
The next one is Pavement, Crooked Rain. I feel like there's no bad music to have come out of the Pavement universe with Stephen Malcolmus and David Berman, R.I.P. A lot of the ad-libs on our new record anyway, that's out now. There's a lot of ad-libs and kind of like the same liveliness we tried to channel on Anyway here.
All the students left the town. Only Miles is around, watching cops on TV.
I own an older copy of this record, but they, I guess, did a 30th anniversary reprint of Music for Egon Schiele by Rachel's. Can't speak highly enough for this and the entire Rachel's discography. Jason Noble, formerly of Rodan, and Rachel Grimes, a like classical pianist. They did a lot of really gorgeous chamber music stuff. This one was an album written for a stage production. Wally, Egon, and Models in the studio particularly, like, I'm not a classical musician. I do love this record.
I haven't heard this Sumita record, but I'm pretty sure he's covering when it's classical music, but like doing like bolero, like Ravel's bolero and stuff. Like a few Ravel pieces on here. I think just covering a little Ravel, but like, did a quick Ravel cover on this one.
We had Jeanette, and now we have Janet from the Nutty Professor 2 soundtrack, The Clumps. She's not only on the soundtrack, she's in the movie. And if you've listened to this song, you know she says the word nutty 38 times. I've counted. But
You got the nut counter?
I got the nut counter, and I picked it on cassette because I actually bought my cassette player here at Amoeba last year. There was like a Scott Pilgrim signing that Brian Lee O'Malley did. I was here, and I was like, I want to get a cassette player. So now, this is probably one of my favorite Janet Jackson songs, no lie, and now I have it. The Dance All Day extended mix, Jonathan Peters club mix, and the Spensane Get Up extended mix. I'm gonna get clumped up at the house. That's my plan.
Getting clumped. On that note, I think anyone born in the 80s would
Anyone
have
born, really.
Anyone born really would have this in their bag. I think I specifically was more of a Amish Paradise generation, but yeah, Weird Al, he's still killing it. He just sold out MSG. It was amazing. That's Weird Al.
Talk with your mouth full. Bite the hand that feeds you. Bite on more than you can chew. What can you do? Dare to be stupid.
Talk about this good Mogwai set. They did a release of 3 notable Mogwai EPs, a band that opened my eyes to a lot of the world of post-rock as a young person.
If I were to like AI generate a Luke record, it would be in this like between these two things. It'd be like it would basically come out looking.
Oh, wait till you see my next 2 picks then. Like this one. This definitely looks
the same. Let's do a quick recap of art styling.
What am I doing?
Different artists.
Rave Death 1972 by Tim Hecker, our Canadian party boy. Me and Canadian electronic music, I guess, also. Shit. I love Tim Hecker. I like when someone has a style that applies itself to different moods. While it's easy to say that all of his albums might sound similar, they are all doing very different things. Harmonically, they're all doing very different things. Texturally, they put you in different places. I think this is the one that I would want to show to someone if I want to introduce them to him.
Yeah, that's like peak Hacker Gateway, right?
I think so, yeah. It gives you ethereal beauty. It gives you places to kind of exist on your own, and it gives you the void.
Beach Boys, 6 LPs. The funny reason I actually didn't feel bad about picking a compilation is because my first Beach Boys cassette tape was like a greatest hits type thing like that. So it's kind of like all their records were always a blur for me since day one.
Don't worry, baby. Everything will turn out alright. Don't worry, baby.
I was just with my nieces that were visiting from Singapore for like the last week that are 7 and 10 years old, and they're listening to a lot of kids music playlists that there are some bangers on there and also a lot of dog shit on there. That's definitely not a good thing, and I kind of feel like every child should start with the Beach Boys. I feel like that still hits like that, and we played it for them and they were instantly like, I think actually it's my third favoriteest artist, and the next day like, I think maybe it's actually now maybe my first or second favoriteest artist. But anyways, the point being, it has all the bangers on it.
Happy one, happy one, a happy one, happy one. Help me wonder, yeah, get her out of my heart.
We did a Beach Boys cover on a project on the Scott Pilgrim anime of God Only Knows. They gave it the cosign. They said that we did a good job, which that size me was freaking out about just as much as this size me was freaking out about. It's still like the best, and I feel like, and okay, again, this is packaging, great packaging on this. Is that reflecting correctly? Are we getting this? Is it picking up?
I've got Operation Ivy. Actually, it's the first CD that I bought on Amazon.com back in 1998 or something like that. So this is me like amending my sins, you know, and I'm gonna buy the CD from Amoeba Records instead. Operation Ivy. Yeah, it's 26 songs. They're all good. What else you got?
All right, in the punk realm.
How can they sleep at night? How did the cat get so fat? How did the cat get so fat?
Pete and I were both raised on NoFX, and there's a funny story that's a little bit of Gucci lore, but we played Fun Fest in Austin back in like 2013 or something.
The last Fun, which was I
Fest.
think 2015.
And NoFX was headlining that night, and because we had artist passes, we were able to kind of like sneak our way-ish on stage, like side stage for the show. And Jen likes to say that
Jen, our manager.
Our manager, yeah, likes to say that that's the first time she's ever seen us all four smile like
At the same time.
First
First and only
watching the
time. We've all been smiling
But,
together.
Yeah, I think we were all raised on NoFX, and I got to actually see them more recently on their like farewell tour, and they still fucking got it. It's pretty
To the
awesome.
end.
Yep.
Change with the leaves, ringing in the sheets, ringing in the old. Leave it alone.
I'll do reissue of Stations of the Crass. Crass is a band that definitely shaped me as a young punk. One of the first bands that I can think about that scared the shit out of me.
So many parasites in my sweat. So many magazines for what I get. Back and about your standards and rules. And then I'm proud, but I'm stuck at a fool.
My intro was their first record, Feeding of the 5,000. But this one, I think, strikes a really good balance between a lot of their experimental side and their like dirty-ass punk side. Wouldn't call it a gateway record to the band, but I do love this album very, very much.
Be a happy family, all the people on the back. Buy up to the profit and you'll never look back. Oh yeah, oh yeah. When I got it all up there, say oh yeah.
I picked this Jaco Pastorius record, Word of Mouth. I picked it up because I was just having breakfast with my dad, and he played on this record and toured Japan with them and all that. And that was a big gateway for that. But I haven't listened to this record as much.
What instrument did your dad play?
French horn. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I picked it.
I picked this from the City Pop zone. This is Japanese group Disc Guide, Wamono A to Z, Volume 2, Japanese Funk, 1970 to 1977. I don't know what this is. That's great though, because it has the theme of Doberman Cop from 1977. The reason I picked this up is my friends Brent and Kyle in Dallas run a show called Wamono Nights where they're city pop DJs and they play all kinds of amazing stuff. So I have to compete with these guys somehow. Shout outs to Wamono Nights.
Gang of Four Entertainment, this is like very much responsible for the reason why I play bass today. I think John Allen and Andy Rourke of the Smiths are like two heavy hitters in my bass dumb.
Dual album songs and instrumentals by Adrian Wanker knocked me on my ass mid-lockdown. So heartbreaking. I really enjoy Big Thief. But this record in particular hits the Elliott Smithy side of things, and it's so deeply personal.
The Cure, Disintegration. I know this is a vinyl record, but for me, The Cure have always been a cassette band. I have this on cassette, and I've listened to the cassette rips for a long time. I've never heard a vinyl of Disintegration, and I feel like I probably owe it to myself to hear this record on vinyl.
I've been looking so long at these pictures of you that I almost believe that they're real.
And I can speedrun this one here. This is sound effects of drag racing. I like loud cars, and I go to the speedway all the time. And I wish I could do it more. So now I can, at home.
It's perfect.
In my top 5 pop punk albums of all time, Something to Write Home About by the Get Up Kids. In the year 2002, I saw them at the House of Blues, and I told a girl that I liked her, and she said that we should just be friends. And it was really brutal. So if you didn't get your heart all fucked up at a Get Up Kids show in the 2000s, you missed out on something very real.
And this is another live band that like also kind of redefined what I think of being possible for live shows.
We love the Unicorns.
We love the Unicorns. College dropout me delivering pizzas. Listened to this album a lot in the car while delivering pizzas. I had the fortunate experience of Nick from Unicorns was playing a show at a loft party at our friend Mallory's apartment in Brooklyn. He needed a bass amp, and I live like kind of down the street. So through that, Mallory connected me and Nick, and now like 10 or 15 years later, we've stayed in touch and still killing it with Islands. He is a great dude.
The most important thing is the Amoeba music we like. This has been guiding me to great records since I was a wee teen. Support your local record stores. Free Palestine.
Is that everything? Did we do it?
I think we did it.
I think you did it.
Wow.
Thank you, guys. That was really great.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
This is a blast.
You're a